kind of.
A very good morning to one and all. Today we are going to have a session on innovation ecosystem in HEIS. The speaker for the session is Ms. K. Sundari, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, President IIC of RBBRR Women's College, Innovation Ambassador. I'm happy to inform you all that our college is graded with 3.5 stars by IIC Ministry of Education. Now, I welcome Sundari ma'am to start the session.
Good morning everyone. So today's topic is innovation ecosystem. Can you all hear me, girls? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Girls, can you all hear me? Hello, girls.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we are going to learn about innovation ecosystem in today's class, today's webinar. In fact, the concept of innovation ecosystem has become popular during the last 15 years, leading to a debate regarding its relevance and conceptual importance. An innovation ecosystem is the evolving set of actors, activities and artifacts and the institutions and relations, including complementary and substitute relations, that are important for the innovative performance of an actor or a population of actors. So in innovation studies, the concept of innovation system has been widely used, often with different qualifiers such as national innovation systems. Like this is the case like Freeman 1987 or sectoral innovation system, that is Brecci and Malerba 1997. So and then how the innovation takes place. And during the last 15
Excuse
years,
me, ma'am. We are not able to hear you.
girls, one second. So during last 15 years, the concept of innovation ecosystem has become popular with rapidly growing literature, typically with business and strategy origin and focus. So this focus is in contrast to the dominant policy and institutional focus in the innovation system literature and the two literature streams. So the innovation ecosystem concept has become just a metaphor but also a persuasive definition and an essentially contested concept, calls for a conceptual review and analysis. See, in higher education institutions nowadays, innovation has become very, very important, because at the student level, if the students are able to realize about what is innovation, like how to innovate things, how to improvise the existing products, how to improve the features of the existing product, then this would help them to a large extent. So an explicit system approach to the students, the explicit system approach to the studies of innovations was first adopted and developed in the economics and policy literature in the 1990s. So a number of conceptualizations of innovation related systems were introduced, such as national, sectoral, regional and corporate innovation system is by and large so a set of components and the causal relations influencing the generation and utilization of innovations and the innovation performance. So now we'll look into the steps to strengthen the innovation ecosystem. What are the steps? Actually, the first one to start with is start with a solid foundation. That means high-tech communities have deep innovative talent pools and large global companies operating within their ecosystems. So The rich R&D environments, that is research and development environments established by these large companies and the university and government research programs create a solid base for our innovative ecosystem. So companies within growth industries like energy, defense, aviation and communications create the linkage to the global marketplace. So these industries produce the need for specialized and advanced manufacturing capabilities, which is another source to stimulate innovation growth. So a solid foundation becomes the basis for establishing the next economic growth cycle. So this is like how to start with a solid foundation and how to establish a foundation to strengthen the innovation ecosystem in an organization. Next, creating their own value. Creating their own value is every community has hidden values actually that are core to their existing business success and has contributed to the economic progress of the past. So it is community's leadership who must challenge the existing status quo to find out these hidden values and connect them to your community's new growth model. So first of all, the communities have to realize what is their value and how to put it into practice, how to increase their value and how to innovate things. So the key is to learn from the Silicon Valleys if possible, but don't try to become somebody else, because they have to invent themselves, they have to find out new things themselves, then put them into practice. That is creating their own value. The next one is become lean and fast. See, today the global economy moves fast and competition is continuously challenging us to keep up. So the objective is to spend less cost upfront to prove out customers' assumptions with interactive rapid prototyping. So failing fast and learning fast through a lean process of innovation creates a competitive advantage for us. So other companies are building similar entrepreneurial environments through entrepreneur programs. As large companies start to transform their operations to become lean and fast, it is even more important for the community to adopt an entrepreneurial focus in order to grow the innovation ecosystem. See, every entrepreneur must be an innovator. So while he is working with his growing experience, definitely he can innovate things. So they have to be faster when compared to other companies, and they should learn how to be innovative, how to grow faster in life, so that the company would be benefited on the whole. Next one is the importance of an entrepreneurial ecosystem. The next step, this is the two major drivers behind a high-tech community are strong universities and a vibrant startup community. So this ecosystem fosters the bold risk takers and creates an innovation factory, producing new talent pools as well as incubation of technologies. So the core nucleus of growing community today creates the support network for small businesses and entrepreneurs to allow them to take the big risk and create game-changing technologies and businesses. So this is about the importance of an entrepreneurial ecosystem. So the last step is innovate together to be lean and fast. As the global market coverage, we have learned that localizing the efforts are important to serving a region. This is very, very important. So it is also learned that over the past few decades, people started growing their competencies. That means they have experienced so many factors. They have experienced how the business can be grown, how to improve their competencies internally, so and how to become a successful entrepreneur, how to become an innovative entrepreneur. So Google is the example of how large companies partners and empowers entrepreneurs around the world through startup weekend events. So this is an open forum for resource from local companies to brainstorm ideas together and create a working prototype and business plan over a weekend. So innovation is about creation through past learning and experiences, and then it is important that The community leaders are involved in this ecosystem, cultivate the local and global networks and learn together. So when people are together and they learn combinedly, then obviously there is a possibility that they can innovate things. So the ongoing competitive advantage that our business offer to our customer base will depend on how fast we innovate and how we can innovate together. So these are the important steps in an innovation ecosystem. Now comes a map of the open innovative system. So actually people and organizations are naturally resistant to innovation because they are so used to routine that they continuously do the same thing what all they're doing. But humans tend to settle into repeatable behavior to be safe and secure. So they always think that entrepreneurship is risky, innovation is risky, and after putting in so much of efforts also, to what extent they will be successful, this is very difficult to say. So now that the scenario is changed, it is inevitable to adopt an innovation ecosystem in organizations. The open innovative ecosystem refers to the various programs, projects and institutions that come together to deliver innovation. So organizations may have multiple programs across many areas where there is a possibility for innovation. So this map is only a representation and can define the way towards innovation. So this is a map which shows us like how to proceed for the innovation. So how to proceed? There are certain steps we have to follow, and then first one is generate idea, that is idea generation. Idea generation, in the sense getting the idea itself is a very important thing and very difficult in fact, because when people keep on thinking about it and when they do lot of research, definitely they will get good ideas, and idea generation is the most important segment, most important factor in innovation, in establishing the innovation ecosystem. So for example, my Starbucks idea, I'll tell you the example. See, this is the Salesforce platform, and then coffee people can offer ideas in exchange for, and that means they concentrate on the people who are the coffee lovers and then identify the coffee people who are only interested in having coffee, like this. See, this is the idea they got. That's the reason why they have established Starbucks, and of course they have added so many other food items later on, but this was their main idea to feed the people with coffee. So in the same way, Procter & Gamble, we can take the example of, they connect and develop. In fact, see, the consumer goods company Procter & Gamble's connect and develop programs, they are engaged with a range of idea opportunities supported by dedicated business development team. So actually it happens with dedication, with lot of thinking, with lot of hard work, and by inculcating the culture of innovation in the organizations, this can be made possible. Then the next point which I am going to discuss about is idea and build. Okay, idea generation is done. Now how to build the idea. So building the idea plays an important role in developing the innovation ecosystem. So the who develop ideas actually have the opportunity to see their ideas executed and made available and to be a part of the process. So idea generation is the first step. Next step is idea building, implementing the idea. Like Domino's Pizza's example we can take. See, this is Australian flavor. This has got the Australian flavor of the global pizza company. This shows that innovations of menu are as valued as innovations of process and technology. So pizza allows you to create Pizza Mogul. This is actually their brand name, Pizza Mogul. This is Domino's Pizza Mogul. This allows you to create your own pizza and make your own pizza available for purchase to earn money for yourself or for charity. That means they got an idea to make a pizza, they have implemented it, they have influenced the people to implement it. So this is idea and building the idea. Like so one more example I can give you in this aspect is GE First Build. So build your own appliance in this partnership between Local Motors and GE, General Electronics. Thus, the program is the part of GE's holistic approach to open invitation. Some people are giving open invitations to the innovators that you can join the company with an innovative ideas. Okay. So, the next one is make tools available for use. This is the third step. So, organizations make tools available for use that others can use to interact with their services or pilot before market release. So, suppose if you take the example of Xerox. Xerox offers technical tools for people to play with and provide feedback if they are so inclined. Okay, this is first generating the idea, then building the idea, then make tools available for use to implement the idea which was generated earlier. Next comes is event focus. An innovation program with a focus on a period of time and a specific outcome, such as when a company offers a public challenge or promotes a hackathon type event using their technology. This is event focus. That means concentrate, focus on the event which is supposed to take place. This is event focus. That means this focusing is very, very important in the implementation of the idea which is already generated, built, and for which the tools are already available. Next point is corporate labs, hubs and accelerators. So, this is needed for the advanced range of innovation program developed by technology companies because they need corporate labs to do the further research, hubs and accelerators too. So these companies recognize the role of technology in innovation and want to ensure that it is their technology that it is used in those innovations. An interesting entrant to this space can be anybody, can be the accelerator for technology to be improved and for the purpose of establishing the industry or for the growth of industry as a whole. So, for example, the Google for Entrepreneurs program is also expansive in its position as a program to create more hubs globally. Then the related Google Startup Grind and other startup communities expand the remit of search engine giant across the open innovation system. So, these are the important steps in proceeding, like in implementing the idea which was generated. So, this is the innovation ecosystem open market. See how many things are there in this. Actually, here market accelerators, incubator programs are there. How the strategy should support, then what is HR support, what is the legal support, marketing support, finance support, what are the other platforms where they can expand their business, and they have to get the IT support, operations support and government funding and hackathons and crowdsource. Actually, this is the entire total innovation system open market model. So, the next which we are going to discuss, the next point is about these open market model, like how to continue with this. Okay. So, here market accelerators and incubators programs, actually I have explained you now what is market accelerators, who are the market accelerators and how to take up the organization further and what kind of accelerators we need. So entirely we have discussed that. Now here in the open market innovation system, accelerators and incubators create a path for ideas to get from here to there. Actually, an open market model of innovation has emerged to fill a gap created by the challenge of institutions to keep pace with the rapid rate of technology advancement. So, new technical skills are being created faster than the pace at which education institutions can create curriculum. So, students are trained for jobs that will soon be obsolete, and corporations invest in manufacturing lines and sales channels to deliver a product that will no longer be required or accessed in new ways. So, various programs and service providers are being patched together to create efficient paths to market to meet emerging requirements using new technologies. This is very, very important. New technologies are always adopted in the market, and that stands as a base for the future growth. So, these market accelerators and incubators create a path for ideas to get from here to there. They do this through programs or curriculum that address the range of challenges typically experienced by startups. So, these programs vary in the extent that they include or partner with varied aspects of the process. So, for example, if we take an example, a venture capital funding organization may have its own accelerator, or an accelerator may utilize multiple funding channels. So, an incubator program may have its own shared working space or leave it to the entrepreneur to find their own space. So, this is about market incubators and then accelerators. Okay. Then the next point which I am going to discuss about is angel or venture capital, angel investors or venture capitals. So, actually venture capital and angel investors together as a form of other people's money, in the sense rather than getting money from a bank in exchange for interest, they are getting money from one or more individuals or funds, often in exchange for equity ownership in the intellectual property or outcomes. So when taking money, organizations ask what they are getting for the money that they couldn't get from a bank or from any other source. So the startup receives, for example, money. So they have it and align on more if needed with acceptable terms. So they are receiving the funding. Then technology integration, the ability to connect into other businesses or technology to increase market share and distribution channels. Then market reach, the ability to rapidly expand reach into new markets. That means these are the things continuously they get. Okay. Then operations, the ability to connect with development and delivery channels for efficient capacity and scale. This is possible with the help of venture capital and angel investors. Then reputation and integrity. The startup would feel comfortable and even proud to say that they worked with the funding body and have the startup's logo on their web page. So if they are receiving money from a loan shark off the street, this may not be the case. So that means with the help of venture capitalists and angel investors, they are able to raise the funds. Then technology integration is possible with this. The market research is also done, and operations are done with the help of delivery channels for efficient capacity of the scale, and their reputation and integrity also would be increased. So the next point which we are going to look into is the crowdfunding. What is crowdfunding? Crowdfunding sites like any other crowdfunding source have emerged as a means to get funding by the general public. So they collect the funds from the public. These options are many and diverse. In fact, diverse range of funding capabilities are available. So actually when you think of an example, Wikipedia has a good comparison, like as does Marketing Mix, and then Crowdfund Beat, then An Entrepreneur Life, etc. So rather than having 2 minutes to pitch to sophisticated investors, people can create a pitch that will connect to the minds and emotions of millions of people. So this in itself is a skill with crowdfunding recommendation lists, and then these sessions of crowdfunding will attract millions of hearts of people, and then they will come forward to fund the organizations. So how to make the crowdfunding successful depends on the organizations and the entrepreneurs. And the next comes is crowdsource. What is the crowdsource? Crowdsourcing is like crowdfunding, except that receiving ideas and labor instead of finance. That means crowdfunding is related to funding, the finances which are raised from public, And then crowdsourcing, in the sense this is receiving ideas and labor instead of finance. So no finance comes here. So some may contribute out of goodwill in the case of a social enterprise, while others may ask for reciprocal gain. So Wikipedia has a good list of crowdsourcing examples, most related to corporate solutions and crowdsourcing organizations actually. Then comes the government funding. So local and national governments have a vested interest in supporting market innovation. So government bodies are typically risk averse and are unlikely to fund speculative projects that are more attractive to venture or angel investors. So governments are also not in the position to compete with the local market and take equity. What they will ask for in return for funding is strict reporting and the opportunity to share the success story to promote changes in their constituency. So government funding is typically aligned to their role in supporting market facilitation and commercialization. So funding is only one mechanism for government influence. Policy decisions and tax structures also play a critical role in the health of a country's innovation ecosystem. So the startup economy is how to support tech startups and accelerate the innovations. So government funding is very important in establishing the startups and in supporting the innovation ecosystem. The influence of government is a significant contributor to national examples. And then government funding plays an important role in establishing the innovation ecosystem in the country. Next point which I have to explain you about is shared working spaces. So at the most basic level, a shared workspace creates the environment for innovation to happen. We see the examples in libraries and academic institutions that create a space with discount coffee, access to internet, and then drop-in mentors and technology workstations to bring people together. So other market examples are emerging that charge rent for a desk in a cubicle or open floor. Actually, see, these are the new things which have been introduced in the innovation ecosystem, like which is related to an open floor plan. So the shared space often incorporate events and training sessions where local leaders in the support services, that is lawyers maybe for example, are made available. Even investors, lawyers, strategists are also available these days. So who will plan the strategies for the success of the organization to develop the innovation ecosystem. So these shared working spaces can eventually connect with accelerators to run their curriculum. So the shared workspace may seem like it plays a minor role, but definitely it plays a major role, because the options to meet the work on a startup are limited after traditional working hours. So this shared workspace will motivate the innovators to a large extent, because they can discuss about their ideas, they can discuss about their funding and bring it a shape, give it a proper shape, like how to start. So this is very important, shared working spaces. Then comes the hackathons. So what are hackathons? Hackathons offer a separate focused experience to build and prove a business model. In the sense, hackathons can act as a hub light, getting people involved in innovation, requiring a long-term engagement. So they attract people with the help of innovative clubs. Then they organize programs. Then they organize government-sponsored open innovation platforms where people can participate with their ideas and can be successful. So other programs can use separate hackathons as a means to prove their model and provide hackathons with quality projects to trial. So people can test their abilities and the purpose of their ideas and how to build their strategies in establishing an organization or in producing a product or service, whatever it may be. Then comes support network. The support network is everyone else involved in supporting a startup idea get into the market. These are the functions that are typically in-house and subsidized in a corporate model. In an open market, these services need to be patched together to support the startup in the right way at the right time. So, supporting network plays an important role in developing new ideas, innovative ideas. So, alternative models are emerging to align the services with the specialized needs of an open innovation network. One option is for the consultancy to take equity in exchange for services. Others have posted through about such things as taking equity in startups as a consulting firm. So the benefits and risks of consulting for equity. So actually, the professional services network of lawyers, consultants, and software developers are often designed for a traditional fee-for-service business model operating on a high hourly rate. So, no problem even if they charge, but if they support the network, then definitely people can make wonders with their innovative ideas. Next, the last one which we are going to discuss is platforms. So a final part of the system includes software platforms that are emerging to support and help facilitate the open innovation ecosystem. These platforms often focus on the process of idea generation and selection. So I will not see this is in detail explained here, in the sense creating a platform itself is a very big thing, and then making it available to the people is the next step, and the innovative entrepreneurs and the organizations have to come on to the platform, and then they have to utilize the ideas. So this is how the open market system goes further. So innovation ecosystem in higher education institutions. Actually, see, open innovation for a positive difference in the sense innovation happens at the boundaries. The emerging open innovation ecosystem intentionally crosses boundaries to respond to a rapidly changing world. So it is also the only way we will be able to address the complex challenges and opportunities facing humanity. So the rapid changes are creating opportunities, and the open nature creates space for more and more people to play. The question is whether we can participate, but what difference we want to make when we participate. So the platform is created, the funding is done by the organization, the encouragement is given by the specialists, strategists. So now it's up to the people that how to select a platform, how to create a space for more and more people to play, and then how to participate. Even if they participate, also what kind of difference they make when they participate. So this has to be decided by them. So now coming to the higher educational institutions, highlighting the opportunities for higher education institutions to play a key role in innovation and the startup ecosystem could bring a revolution not only at the economic level but also on the social and environment front. In the sense, innovation and research are no longer restricted to laboratories and research centers. Today, new ideas and innovative approaches emerge every day from people working on customer-facing situations and dealing with real-life issues. So, when we look at the real-life example, when we face the customers, definitely we will get the ideas. This is from the point of view of any organization I am speaking about. It is therefore essential to not only collect these ideas but to encourage and reward them as well. So, higher education institutions are the best places to establish innovative ecosystem, because at student level the students start thinking about innovation, then definitely they will become the innovators, and with the kind of support which is provided by the educational institutions to support them, and then such actually environment has to be created, and the students have to be encouraged who come up with innovative ideas, because when they are studying there is there are so many lot of opportunities for them to learn, because they are doing their graduation or post graduation. So here, to develop an innovation ecosystem in higher educational institutions plays a very important role these days, so that when they come out of when they come out of their colleges or universities, they'll come out with very good attitude towards innovation and entrepreneurship. So how to support and encourage innovation ecosystem? There are certain steps. We'll go through them one by one. The first one is create an innovation environment. Generate an environment where creative ideas flourish, not just in research and development, but throughout the organization, throughout the institution, at every level. So actually consumers and frontline staff are in the best position to know what is needed, and the ambitious availability of technologies creating innovation ecosystem out of the control of large corporations. So the higher education institutions have to create an environment where there should be an pre-incubation center, and innovative ideas are invited from the students so that they can become the future entrepreneurs. Then the next one is provide opportunity through personal autonomy. That means some kind of autonomy should be given to the students who want to become the innovators, who come up with very good innovative ideas. That means provide an opportunity to prove the ideas and surface the innovations to those who can make the change. So provide them with proper opportunities, make them come up with innovative ideas, and help them in implementing the innovative ideas. This has to be done by the higher education institutions. So research has found that creative people demonstrate high performances under personal autonomy. When they are given freedom, they will come up with very good ideas. So it's the institution's duty to encourage such people who come up with innovative ideas and provide them with proper autonomy. So it is important to create this opportunity by providing autonomy to the students in higher education institutions, like how the employees are given autonomy in any organizations who come up with the innovative ideas. So this is how the opportunities are provided to the students in higher education institutions. Then build cross-organizational networks, in the sense connect the innovator to the sponsors and the implementers. Actually the institutions have to fund the ideas, best ideas, and then connect them with the sponsors otherwise. So fast connections between senior leadership and grassroots have proven to be the most important enabler for an innovative organization. So at the UG level or PG level, if this is done, this will be an excellent encouragement for the students who have innovative ideas. So collaborations across the lines of hierarchy is one of the key elements in capturing new ideas and taking action. So building networking into the culture sparks communication across the boundaries of the organization or an educational institution to encourage and inspire the new ideas with the right cultural mindset at the right time at right place. So the next point which we are going to discuss is encourage diversity of thought. See, diversity in the sense when the people think, they have to keep thinking about the innovative ideas, and encourage diversity of thought and remove limiting assumptions. There should not be any limitations when people start thinking about the new ideas. They should not be restricted to one particular area where they can think only about that. So all organizations need to dispel and discourage the belief that their thinking should be limited, their options are limited. So in educational institutions also, this habit of encouraging diversity should be inculcated among the students, so that they can think and their thinking will become diversified, and then they can invent new things and improve the innovation capabilities which will benefit them as future entrepreneurs. Then focus on goal-based thinking. So focus is very, very important. Whoever is innovating, whoever has innovative ideas, then this focus will definitely reflect the performance of the individual. So focus on the goal, is very, very important, because they have to be highly focused and they have to concentrate on what exactly they have to do. They must have the lots and lots of clarity, and then measuring innovative performance is perhaps the best way to accept and encourage the people. Then research has shown that evaluating the innovation performance of organization primarily based on positive outcome, and then this will enable the innovator to face the risky experiments and then prove himself or themselves. So for the future progress, because everything is unpredictable in life and people have to believe in that, they have to be prepared for that, they have to be ready for facing the they have to be ready to face the challenges. So when an innovation ecosystem is created in higher educational institutions, that would help people take further steps in establishing themselves as innovators, and then they can mold themselves as future entrepreneurs, and then this will lead to the entrepreneurship, the best entrepreneurship in the country. So this is how the education institutions have to support and build an innovation ecosystem, so that the students will be the future innovators as well as the entrepreneurs. So thank you very much, girls, for the patient listening, and if you have any doubts you can ask me. You're most welcome. Are you all there, girls?
Ma'am,
Yes,
can you
ma'am.
send the PPT in the classroom?
Yes, definitely I will send, and this is the most interesting topic, like about innovation, and actually there are some campus entrepreneurs in our college, girls. Innovation is not finding exactly a new thing to the existing product. Also you can make some new changes, innovative changes, and present it in a new way. So you can also try, if you have any innovative ideas, you can come and meet us, because we are going to establish an incubation system, incubation in our college, because first pre-incubation, then incubation, because if you come up with new ideas, then we can provide the funding also from the college side, from the management side, and we will definitely encourage the new ideas, because it is very, very important to have an innovation ecosystem in the educational institutions to make the students future innovators and entrepreneurs, because when you become an entrepreneur, you will be self-employed and you can show the employment to others also, like that's the reason why. And so if you have any ideas, any innovative ideas about any products, anything new, so you can definitely approach the incubation center in our college. And if you have any doubts, definitely most welcome, you can approach us. I will share all the information with you. You can go through this, and again if you have any doubts, definitely you can come and clarify them with me. Okay, girls?